Seth Berensweg, a business and compliance lawyer, sent a dire warning to former Donald Trump attorneys on Wednesday. In regards to the potential disbarment of former President Jeffrey Clark and John Eastman, Berensweg stated on CNN that this is going to be an important message sent by the state disciplinary bars who really have the authority to basically execute what is tantamount to a death penalty from the professional world for attorneys. In Washington, D.C., a hearing to disbar Clark was held on Tuesday. Due to their alleged attempts to assist Trump in his efforts to reverse the results of the 2020 election, Clark and Eastman are subject to disciplinary action. In light of Clark's purported assistance to Trump, representatives of the Washington, D.C. Bar's Board of Professional Responsibility contended on Tuesday that he might lose his license. But according to the Associated Press, Harry McDougald, Clark's lawyer, argued against some of the repercussions, claiming they would have a chilling effect. According to CNN, the State Bar of California is anticipated to rule on Eastman's potential disbarment this week. When Eastman turned himself in to Fulton County, Georgia, authorities in August of last year, he declared he had no intention of accepting a plea bargain in the case. "I'm here to turn myself in for an indictment that never should have been filed." In a statement issued by the legal firm Burnham and Gorokov, Eastman stated that it represents a crossing of the Rubicon for our country, implicating the fundamental First Amendment right to petition the government for redress of grievances. In light of her connection to prosecutor Nathan Wade, one of the other co-defendants of the former president attempted to have Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis removed from the case. When Eastman discussed his legal bills in November 2023, he was attempting not to completely deplete my wife's retirement fund, according to reporter Julie Kelly on the Happy Hour with Julie and Liz podcast. On CNN, Berensweg stated, "I think it's really interesting to note that Donald Trump relied very heavily on the lawyers, of course, John Eastman. Mr. Trump relied upon the attorneys to wave a false flag of legitimacy for the attempt to overturn the election. Specifically, the Eastman memo laid out the false electors scheme, which was infamous and that led to his famous mugshot," Berensweg stated. Berensweg continued by stating that he anticipates Eastman's disbarment on Wednesday due to purported attempts to tamper with the results of the 2020 election. "Jeffrey Clark and all the others you mentioned are probably facing a similar fate, and this shows a message that at least there's some kind of an internal mechanism for enforcement for rules and ethics within the professional bar for attorneys in the United States," Berensweg continued. Additionally, in an editorial piece published on his website on Wednesday, legal analyst Jonathan Turley drew attention to what he described as a striking feature in Donald Trump's gag order in the Manhattan criminal case against the former president. Professor of law at George Washington University and attorney Turley expressed surprise that Michael Cohen, Trump's former attorney, was spared from prosecution in the decision. "What is most striking is the protection of Cohen, who continues to goad Trump in public attacks," says Turley. In a lawsuit presented by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, the former president is charged with allegedly fabricating business documents pertaining to hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels during his 2016 presidential campaign. Presumptive GOP presidential contender in 2024, Trump has entered not guilty pleas to all counts and asserts that the case is being brought against him for political reasons. Trump has refuted Daniels' allegations that she had sex with him in 2006. Judge Juan Merchan, who is overseeing the criminal prosecution, placed a gag order on Trump on Tuesday, preventing him from speaking to the public about anyone connected to the case. Other than Merchan, Bragg, and himself, the ruling provides protection for Daniels and Cohen. After entering a guilty plea to 8 criminal counts, including campaign finance violations connected to the purported hush money conspiracy, Cohen was sentenced to prison. He has become a vocal opponent of Trump and frequently appears on MSNBC to share his distinct viewpoint as a former member of the president's inner circle. He will be an important witness in the former president's lawsuit brought by Bragg. Turley needs to pause his tour of kissing Trump's ass and realize that Donald, not me, is the defendant in this case. I have been subpoenaed as a non-party witness. In what he described as a legally flawed case, Turley contended in his paper that the gag order creates very serious free speech questions,